Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about slow reps. And I don't know what it is in the air lately, but maybe it's because of all these asinine sort of lockdowns and bullshit mask measures, so people aren't getting enough oxygen to the brain or something. I don't know what it is, but the bottom line is I'm getting a lot of people that are coming on the channel and just saying just stupid stuff. So one of these people made a comment, I mean there were several, but one of them made a comment that slow movements are the only way to build muscle. And while I agree that using slow movements can be a way to hit some muscle fibers a certain way, or to possibly establish a better groove or coordination in a certain area, or maybe it's a good way for you to hit your muscles because your muscles seem to respond better to that, it is by all means not a blanket statement for everyone, because I found slow movements actually made me shrink. Back in the day when I was doing nothing but slow movements, almost isometric, I was doing like super long movements, like one rep would take me 30 seconds. I found that I actually shrank doing that. My muscles atrophied. Now, if that's not a sign that that's not the right way to train for my own body type, I don't know what is, because the whole purpose of being in the gym and bodybuilding is to build, not to lose, right? So I was actually losing muscle doing that. Now that said, I am open to the fact that some muscle groups will respond better to slow reps than others. Maybe some will respond better or get recruited more effectively. Or maybe because you have a different muscle fiber type in that area, maybe you have more slow twitch fibers to fast twitch or vice versa, maybe you will experience some growth for whatever reason. There can be many variables that are at play for each individual that can play a factor in them being more effective for you, and I'm open to that. But to say that everybody has to do slow movements, otherwise they can't get results, is idiocy. It's just so stupid. If you look at most sports, and a lot of the people in these sports have an intense amount of muscularity, a lot of their movements are not necessarily slow. There's a lot of fast movements along with the slow movements, or just fast movements, just power movements. So sprinters, for instance, I mean, sprinters have wickedly awesome muscular development in certain areas like the hamstrings and the ass, and they're not doing slow movements for those muscle groups, right? If they were, then yeah, maybe they'd be getting a different effect or a different physique. But the bottom line is their sport itself is about explosiveness and power. Now, again, I'm not talking about exclusive domain of anything. I'm not saying that fast movements have to happen, but to say that you should exclude them at any cost because they have absolutely no benefit is a really dumb statement to make, seeing as every single power sport or strength sport has some element of power in it. I mean, like if you take Olympic lifters or you take even strongmen, I mean, they have to power through certain sticking points of the exercise. Therefore, they have to explode the muscles as fast as possible in order to get that weight up. Otherwise, they're going to make the movement even harder for themselves. So because of this, they walk around like mountains. I mean, they're monsters. These guys are huge, right? And I'm not saying that there's other factors and whatever, but the bottom line is their movements are fast and they get results. So again, I'm going to just speak because of the 30 years experience I have on this subject. When I did faster movements, I got more results. Now, is there more danger in faster movements? Yes, there is. Is there more recruitment of muscle fibers in certain movements with fast as opposed to slow, especially when it comes down to the fast twitch fibers? I would say yes, there is. And I would say when I was doing slow movements, I actually got weaker. When I was doing movements too slow, and then I went into power that weight up, or the really heavy weight, I noticed that I lost my groove and I was weaker. So all of these observations I made, I'm only here on this channel to show you or to tell you about observations that I made, but whether you believe them or not is up to you, and I'm okay if you don't believe them, just conduct your own experiment. That's what this channel's about. But don't come in here attacking me and saying, hey Jason, what you found out to be true is not true. Maybe it's not true for you, but don't say that what's true for you is true for everyone, because that's not always the case. So for God's sake, just be a little bit open-minded, all right? Come on. Or just go put your mask on and suffocate or something, or whatever it is you want to do with yourself. Maybe it's some sort of like fetish thing you got going on, I don't know. But obviously there's not enough oxygen getting to the brain, okay? So don't come on here and tell the mountain how to train. Don't tell me how to train. I've already done it. And now I'm making videos now. This is what I'm doing. So yeah, the bottom line is fast movements do have their place. They will recruit the muscle in a different way. Slow movements do have their place. They will recruit the muscle in a different way. And I like to incorporate each of my training, and sometimes some exercises seem to do better with different rep speeds than others. right? So sometimes I like to do slow negatives because maybe I'm trying to basically make sure that I'm accessing a muscle that I just can't access when I'm swinging the weight or when I'm moving it around too much. Maybe there's a part of the muscle or the part of another muscle during a lift that I access, right? So say I hit the biceps brachii with one speed of a movement, but then I hit the brachialis with another speed. That would basically be a sign that sometimes changing up the speed will help you activate different areas, right? So I also like to do slow movements when there's a risky movement going on, or say you're doing an isolation movement and it's risky, like preacher curls or something. Not a bad idea to do those movements slower on the way down, especially when you get closer to the end of the range of motion. So again, mix it up, see how it goes in your training. There's no one rule fits all. And I hope this helps you in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get home, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now.